will be Africa's premier late-night television phenomenon. He likes to write screenplays, poetry, and has just finished his first book, The Potential Within, Pursuing Our African Dreams. Today, his topic is called, When the Sun Rises, You Had Better Be Running. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome speaker, poet, and author, Fritz Ka-Ngwenya.
Thank you, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, welcome. When the sun rises, you had better be running. There is an African proverb. It says, every morning in Africa, a gazelle awakens, knowing it must today run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be eaten. And every day, the lion awakens, knowing that it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve. It matters not whether you're a gazelle or a lion. When the sun rises, you better be running. So it is with life. Some of us wake up every day with less care about our lives, with less worries about what is going on. We're just moving day by day with less care, with no intention, with no purpose. In Africa, no, nothing like that happens. In the jungle, the ecosystem calls for the survival of the fittest. You better somewhere, somehow, when you wake up, you better be on a move. You better have a plan. You better know what is going on. You better use all your 5 senses, or even your 6th sense, if you're a gazelle, because you gotta smell the lion. You know there is danger somewhere, somehow, awaiting. If you're a lion, you better use your skills. You keep on practicing and rehearsing, knowing that when you see that gazelle out there, you better be ready. You better be flexed. Your muscles gotta be moving so that you can catch and have a meal for the day, or else you will starve. You know, one of my favorite pastimes is watching movies. I'm sure you guys like watching movies, television, or what have you. One of my favorite movies of all time is a movie called Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, anybody? Oh yeah. My mama always said, life was like a box of chocolates. You may never know what you're gonna get. That was Forrest Gump. In one of the scenes, we see Gina shouting to Forrest when the bullies come to him in their bicycles. These 3 bullies are trying to terrorize Forrest. And Gina immediately springs out and says, run, Forrest! Run, Forrest! And Forrest with his legs in the braces, what does he do? He gets going. He gets moving. Because he knows that the bullies are right behind him. They're gonna get him if he does not move. He better run, and run fast, Forrest does. He runs and runs and runs until what happens? The braces fall off. We see magic happening. We see a miracle happening. Here's a guy who was told he could not run. He could not walk properly like everybody else. But what happens to Forrest? He runs for his life. The braces, they fall out. He is at liberty. He is free. He goes on to dance like he wanted to, like the king of rock and roll, like Elvis Presley. He does the moves. He was now free to do what he had wanted to do. That was Forrest Gump. And later on in life, we also see him at college. He's now all grown up in his blue checkered shirt. We see the 3 bullies. They're also now grown up. They're now driving a truck. Here they come. Gina again is right there by Forrest's side. Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest, run! What does Forrest Gump do? He throws away his books. He runs for his life. He runs for his life. He runs and runs, and he outruns the bullies in the truck. Not only that, but another miracle happens for Forrest. He runs through a football field. He outruns the quarterback, their star quarterback. And the coach and all his assistants, they are overwhelmed. They are surprised. They're like, oh, they are perplexed. What happened? Who is that? Oh, that's Forrest. Never mind him. He's an idiot. He's like, no, I want him. The man was called an idiot. What happens to him? He becomes the star quarterback. He might not have understood the game. He might not have understood life. But he knew one thing for sure, that he had to run. And run he did. Wow. When I was growing up, myself in Africa, we had our first magic moment happen to me in my life. It probably changed my life in one way or the other. I didn't realize it back then, but today, now that I look back at it in the rear view mirror of my life, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense now. We didn't have a television set. I grew up in the township in Africa. No shoes, no nothing. A TV was a luxury, so we had to watch every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. We had to run to the neighbor's house to go watch the $6 million man. Oh yeah, I love me this $6 million man. So all of us kids, 6:30, Thursday, we had to outrun each other to go to the neighbor's house. Because if it was too many of us, we would not fit. The house would be full. And if it's full, you're locked out. You're going to miss out. So we had to run. Then one day, a miracle happened. My sister had just gotten a new job as a teacher. And she bought, with her first pay, she bought a television set because she too loved Dallas and Dynasty, these soap operas. So she wanted to watch TV, and it was a big moment for us when that television set was being delivered at home. I remember when the technicians came in to set it up, I was busy there looking at the TV trying to touch it. And my mama said, no, Fee, you move to the side. And what did I do? I ran out, and I ran out around the block. I was so excited, I didn't know what to do with myself. The kids, our neighborhood, they were all there. The ones who used to watch with me from the neighbor's house, they were also excited because they knew that now we will all watch the TV at our house without any worries. Wow. Well, even more interesting about the ability of waking up every morning and knowing that you have to run is the fact that life is just like a box of chocolate. You may never know what you're gonna get, but you have to do one thing. You have to have a plan. You have to have a purpose. You have to wake up and do some sort of running. You can jog, you can walk, but whatever you do, you gotta be moving. Now, let me ask you this. What gifts, what talents, what skills do you possess within you that are laying there dormant, untapped, that you can use, that you can awaken, that you can rise up and tap into so you can pursue your dreams, whatever your dreams may be? What are those skills, ideas? What are those talents that you possess? Now, remember this. Every morning, when a gazelle wakes up, it knows that today it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be dead. It will be lunch for the lion. In as much as every morning when the lion wakes up, it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or else it will starve to death. So it doesn't matter in life. When the sun rises, you better be running. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ka-Ngwenya's baby boy, Fritz Ka-Ngwenya, saying it's been a plum pleasure and a privilege. When the sun rises, you better damn sure be running. Thank you.